Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you've been paying attention to the NFL landscape lately, you already know that the NFC East is a division that's constantly in flux, full of surprises, and always ripe for a shakeup. And right now, there's a buzz that could have massive implications for the Commanders' future. Rumors are swirling around a potential trade that might just reshape the secondary for Washington in 2024. And it involves none other than L'Jarius Sneed from the Tennessee Titans. Yes, you heard that right, the Titans, currently in a serious rebuild mode, with a record of 2-9 and a defense leaking points at a rate of nearly 29 points per game, are considering parting ways with Sneed. And the Commanders, who are eager to bolster their secondary after some injury setbacks and uncertainty at the cornerback position, are reportedly interested in acquiring him. Let's unpack this a bit. The Titans, sitting at the bottom of the AFC South, are in a position where they need cap space and roster upgrades. They're facing a future where they need to rebuild their roster, especially on defense and in the pass rush department. With about $19 million in cap space available, and the looming extension for quarterback Will Levis, they're looking to shed some salary and improve their draft capital. That's where the idea of trading Sneed, a talented and versatile cornerback drafted in 2020, comes into play. The potential deal would involve the Commanders sending their 2026 second-round pick to Tennessee in exchange for Sneed. This could be a game-changer for Washington's secondary, especially considering the recent injury concerns at cornerback, with Daniels suffering a dislocated elbow, McLaurin possibly missing some games, and Rodriguez battling illness. Sneed, for those who don't know, is a cornerback with a reputation for shutdown coverage. Over his career, he's been a disruptive force, with 6 years of NFL experience, including 260 solo tackles, 92 assists, 6 sacks, 10 interceptions, and 3 forced fumbles. His PFF grade has consistently hovered around the 85 mark, with coverage grades even higher at 87. His ability to shadow top receivers and make plays in coverage makes him a coveted asset. In 2024, he's been solid, playing in 7 games with no significant injuries, contributing to the Titans' pass defense, which has improved by about 10% in efficiency thanks to his presence. His stats show a player who's not just a cover guy but a playmaker, allowing minimal YAC with a yards after catch allowed of just 3.9 per reception and a passer rating against of around 82.5. That's elite-level stuff, and it's precisely what the Commanders need to take their secondary to the next level. Now, why would Tennessee consider trading such a valuable piece? Well, the Titans are in a tricky spot. They're paying Sneed around $19 million in cap space, but with the potential extension for Levis looming, they need to free up some cash and get younger or more versatile players, especially on the defensive line and in the wide receiver room. Plus, losing Sneed would impact their pass defense significantly. They'd drop by roughly 20%, allowing more yards through the air, similar to what happened after Chiefs traded him away. The Titans are also prioritizing their offensive line in the upcoming draft, and they're looking for ways to rebuild their defense from the ground up. For the Commanders, landing Sneed would be a massive boost. He's a true man-to-man corner, and pairing him with Forbes could create a formidable duo that could rack up close to 8 total interceptions in 2024, an increase from their current total of 10. His presence would bring a 15% improvement in EPA per pass, and it would help reduce points allowed from around 26.9 to under 22, a significant step forward. Imagine Sneed shadowing the opposing team's best receiver, like A.J. Brown or other top targets, and shutting them down on crucial third downs. His ability to reduce big plays, dropping them by about 25%, and to improve third down stops by over 14% would give the Commanders a new level of defensive consistency. This potential addition also aligns perfectly with the team's recent strategic adjustments. With Howell now stepping in as the starting quarterback, replacing Daniels, the offense has shown some promising signs, but turnovers remain a concern. Adding a lockdown corner like Snead would help balance things out, especially in critical moments when the game is on the line. His ability to disrupt passing lanes and make game-changing plays could be exactly what the Commanders need to push further into playoff contention. The team's current outlook shows improvements in red zone defense, with stops increasing by around 16%. And with Snead's knack for clutch plays, those numbers could get even better. Looking ahead, the Super Bowl odds are interesting to consider. If Washington manages to pull off this trade, it could boost their chances significantly in 2024. The odds might shift from a long shot, say plus 100, 0, to a more realistic plus 30, 0 if they truly solidify the secondary. That kind of boost would put the Commanders in a different conversation, especially if they can capitalize on the improved pass defense to secure more wins and climb up the NFC standings. Plus, their chances in the playoffs could skyrocket, especially with Snead's reputation for clutch coverage, an EPA per coverage of plus 0.30 in high-pressure moments, making him a true X-factor in postseason scenarios. Of course, all of this hinges on the Titans' willingness to part ways. They're likely weighing the cap savings against the value Snead brings, but with the NFC East becoming more competitive each year, the Commanders could leverage this opportunity to make a bold move. A trade like this wouldn't just be about filling a roster spot. It's about sending a message to the division that Washington is serious about competing at the highest level. It's about establishing a lockdown secondary that can frustrate the best quarterbacks in the league and turn the tide in close games. The NFC East is full of talented receivers and dynamic offenses, and having a player like Snead to neutralize those threats could be the difference between a playoff run and an early exit. Now, looking at the bigger picture, the Commanders have been quietly building a solid core, but they're still missing that elite cornerback who can consistently shut down top targets. This potential trade could be the missing piece, a strategic move that signals their intent to contend now rather than later. It's about creating a defense that's tough, disciplined, and capable of making game-changing plays when it matters most. With the right coaching, Snead's addition could elevate the entire secondary, allowing the team to focus more on developing their pass rush and overall team chemistry. And let's not forget the division rivals. If the Commanders can bolster their secondary with a player like Snead, it could make life miserable for quarterbacks like Jalen Hurts or Daniel Jones. It would make the NFC East even more competitive, but Washington's goal is clear: take control of their destiny and set themselves up for sustained success. They're not just thinking about this season, they're thinking about the next few years, and adding a player like Snead could be a cornerstone for their defense. So what's next? Well, it's all about negotiations, timing, and whether the Titans see enough value in the Commanders' draft pick to make this happen. If the deal goes through, expect Washington to announce a significant upgrade in their secondary, one that could turn heads across the league. Fans are eager to see how this pans out, and if it does, it's going to be one of those moves that could define the team's trajectory for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential trade? Do you believe Snead is the right guy to anchor the secondary and help push the team into serious playoff contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Washington Commanders. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. This team is on the rise, and with moves like this, the future looks brighter than ever. Let's keep supporting our burgundy and gold, and together we'll see our team reach new heights.